All right. How's it going, everyone? My name is Jack Peace. It's good to see you all again. Um, I'll be presenting the very first chapter of this course, which is Biochemistry and Medicine. Now, for a little bit of an introduction here, the topics I'll be covering that really were highlighted mostly in this chapter um, that I thought were the most important were number one, biomedical importance. So, how does this course, biochemistry, intersect with medicine and why is it important? And then how biochemistry and medicine have provided mutual advances. So, how have these two fields advanced each other? Next, biochemical processes that underlie human health. And then I end off with a summary. And finally, have some multiple choice questions for you all. All right. So, why is this chapter important to me? This chapter is important to me because I'm currently pursuing a degree in medicine, getting ready to apply this upcoming cycle that opens in April. So, I realized that taking this course, although a prerequisite for medical school, taking this course is imperative for helping me understand biochemical pathways, pharmacology, enzymes, and medicine in general. In addition to preparing myself for medical school, I also find this chapter interesting to me because I want to expand my knowledge and discover real world and in-field examples in my current occupation as a lab director. Um, and I want to expand my knowledge on histology, dermatopathology, and reconstructive surgery, which are some things I get to witness in a clinical setting every day, but I want to understand it on a deeper level because I know that information will follow me throughout medical school, throughout residency, and throughout, hopefully, if I become a doctor, throughout my whole career. So that brings us to our very first big topic that I wanted to cover, which is biomedical importance. Um, this covers why biochemistry is important in medicine. The main points to follow here are disease and diagnosis monitoring, drug development and pharmacology, understanding metabolic disorders, and biomarker discoveries. So, biomedical importance is disease diagnosis and monitoring, um, which has become a thing because of biochemistry. The advancements in analysis of blood and enzymes have provided advancements in measuring blood glucose and managing diabetes. Um, this obviously was a huge breakthrough because it provides people living with diabetes more accurate data on their blood sugar. And furthermore, on that, the convenience of being able to test blood glucose on the move, thanks to the advancements of biotechnology, which is another field that biochemistry has helped advance mutually as well. Um, More on drug development and pharmacology. Drug development and pharmacology is advanced due to biochemistry because biochemists have enabled scientists to develop target therapies with the knowledge gathered from understanding biochemical pathways. An example of this is the knowledge of cholesterol biosynthesis has enabled the creation of statins uh, and medicines that inhibit enzymes to lower cholesterol levels. So that's huge. Biochemistry has helped us develop pharmaceutical products for patients with high cholesterol levels. With biochemistry, the knowledge of enzymes and other metabolic pathways allow remedies to be created to treat diseases. And that includes vaccines, different pharmaceutical products, um, different tests for COVID testing, flu testing, all of that. So now I'd like to discuss understanding metabolic disorders. So biochemistry has helped. scientists discovered metabolic disorders like phenylketonuria, also known as PKU, which is a deficiency in the enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase, which causes intellectual disabilities if left untreated. Biochemistry, as mentioned before, has allowed scientists to identify disease which otherwise would be left untreated without biochemistry and the knowledge it brings to its clinicians. Biomarker discovery. Biochemistry has aided in identifying biomarkers. These signal disease presence or progression. PSA or prostate specific antigen levels are biomarkers used to screen for prostate cancer. And these biomarkers allow physicians to facilitate early diagnosis and personalized treatment strategies. So these biomarkers were discovered through biochemical research, and now because of that research, physicians are now able to use those biomarkers in a clinical setting to identify diseases and so forth. Um, So I bring up this figure here from my book because this diagram here shows how biochemistry and medicine is a two-way street. As you go down the street, you can see the different fields of biochemistry and their medical impacts. For example, you look at the first intersection here, or the second intersection here, and you can see the study of proteins in biochemistry has allowed for the treatment of sickle cell anemia in medicine. Um, Same with all these other examples. A little more on how biochemistry and medicine has provided mutual advances. Um, the two major concerns discussed in this chapter are the understanding of health and effective treatment of disease. So, biochemistry and the interrelationship of medicine has allowed the study of these fundamental principles to advance each other, as demonstrated on the figure on the previous slide. An example of this was the investigation by biochemists into the protein structure of hemoglobin that showed a single difference in the amino acid sequence makes the difference between having normal hemoglobin and sickle cell hemoglobin, a painful and sometimes lethal disease. So now we're going to talk a little bit about biochemical processes that underlie human health. So as you see on the right-hand side, I've got a diagram explaining free radical oxidative stress. So biochemical research plays a pivotal role in preventative medicine by elucidating the molecular mechanisms underlying diseases, thereby, thereby informing strategies to prevent their onset. For instance, studies like the figure shown on the right-hand side. Studies on oxidative stress have led to the development of antioxidant therapies aimed at mitigating cellular damage associated with chronic diseases. So you can see how this biochemical research um, has affected all of these different areas here, um, all of these different diseases that are now able to be treated because of this biochemical research. A little more on this. Most diseases have a biochemical basis, where biochemists have discovered disruptions in molecular and cellular processes that lead to pathological conditions and diseases. Some examples we already talked about include sickle cell anemia, PKU as well. Another one is Gaucher's disease, which is a deficiency in the enzyme glucocerebrosidase, which causes the accumulation of glucocerebrosidide in macrophages, which leads to enlarged organs and bone abnormalities, and Tay-Sachs disease, which is a disease caused by the accumulation of GM2 ganglioside in neurons, which results in progressive neurological deterioration. You can also see here in this figure a really large topic that's also discussed in this chapter, which is the Human Genome Project. The Human Genome Project, completed in 2003, was an ambitious international scientific effort to map and sequence the entire human genome, compromising approximately 3 billion DNA base pairs. Launched in 1990, the project aimed to identify all genes in human DNA, store the information in accessible databases, and advance research into genetic diseases. Its completion revolutionized biology and medicine, enabling breakthroughs in personalized medicine, genomics, and our understanding of human evolution and genetic diversity. The Human Genome Project also laid the foundation for technologies like CRISPR and has been pivotal in addressing ethical and social implications of genetic research. So, through the Human Genome Project, we have been able to identify biochemical processes that underlie human health. Finally, we have made it to our summary. So, in conclusion, this chapter, Biochemistry and Medicine, explore the importance of the two fields and how communities from both backgrounds work together to make groundbreaking discoveries. This relationship between the two fields has played a pivotal role in diagnosing diseases, developing treatments, and understanding metabolic disorders. Biochemistry has significantly advanced our knowledge in diseases with molecular bases such as sickle cell and Tay-Sachs. Lastly, the Human Genome Project has been an accelerant in the biochemical research and underscores the potential of biochemical research. So at this time, I'd like to thank you for your time and tuning in. I wish everyone luck with their future careers. Um, I do have some multiple choice questions that you can feel free to look through and try and answer. And I will include all of those answers at the end of the PowerPoint. Thanks again.